Tomorrow morning should be really cool because I am going prone paddling with the guys from Seaweed Cowboy Productions. We are working with them on a really cool project where they're going to be crossing from Catalina Island to Southern California on prone paddleboards wearing drifties. Before I pull this down, prone paddleboard, I have a small version. This is a 14-foot version. They go 16 foot, 18 foot, 20, and beyond. It originated in Hawaii, and it is a way of getting around the ocean that has become a sport. It's super natural. It's very meditative. It's literally like you're on a really thin longboard mixed with like a canoe. I found this sport because we got pretty heavily integrated into the paddle community. Like I've said before, we started out as a surfing brand, quote unquote. But what we found is that surf is bigger than surfing. We are watermen by trade. When Greg started the brand with me, he was a kayak tour guide down in La Jolla Shores. And I've been surfing, and I competitively sailed growing up. I was actually sailing and swimming before I started surfing. So having these motions of paddling and these feelings of paddling is actually it's very natural to me. I am probably not going to bring this tomorrow. I don't think it's a long enough paddle for it, but this actually is the double holster for your water. This is the water bottle with the little nipple thing on the front. Normally, if I'm cruising, I will fill this up with like some sort of thing with a little bit of water, something that has a little more electrolytes in it for like the super long races. And finally for me, spritz. If you don't know, people have all been asking for years like how we clean our drifties, how we keep our stuff smelling good. Well, spritz is a antibacterial, antimicrobial, let's just call it deodorizer. It smells so good. Even if my bag was just stinking, I would literally just spray it in there right now and we'd be good to go. But I use this afterwards on my gear immediately so that one, if I leave it in the car, it doesn't freaking stink up the car like you know it would. And two, if I leave it in the bag, the same thing. And three, I just like to have this always on me because I work out a lot, I sweat a lot. Just make sure my wife doesn't kick me out to the couch. It is like 6:10 in the morning, and we're actually about a half hour later than we wanted to be, which I'm very okay with because last night was a horrible night of sleep. I have a 2-year-old toddler who didn't want to go to bed. I have a 1-month-old who was up all night. So I'm on like 2 hours of sleep and a bunch of electrolytes. Dude, it's looking like an absolute lake out there today. I don't think I've seen waves this small in a long time, which is perfect for what we're doing today.
It's perfect for the paddling, but yeah, it's the classic summer.
Speaking of, like, have you looked at the conditions for the paddle this week?
Yeah, leading up to it, it said, it looked like it was gonna be really nice, and in the past couple days, it now looks like there's gonna be like a 5-knot like side wind.
Okay.
So just getting hit with side chop the whole time.
So you're going straight, but it's just pushing you?
Yeah.
How far is it again?
We're taking off from Catalina. So we're taking off from 2 harbors in Catalina.
Yeah.
And then we'll cross the channel. It's supposed to be 23 miles, and then we land in San Pedro, which is right north of Long Beach and like the whole harbor there.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to getting out to the middle of it, and just when you can't see land on either side, and it's just, you're really out there.
That's crazy.
We'll have a support boat out there with us just in case anything completely goes wrong.
For sure.
We'll see what happens. Definitely stoked to go out there and hammer it.
Going with the paddle and switching to like
that compared to what's going to happen on Sunday, that was really enjoyable. Really nice out there. It's essentially glassy, no wind. So I don't know. At this point, all of the training, all the work has been done for Sunday, and essentially show up and have to go do the damn thing.
I like to think that I kept up with you. I think it's proof that size doesn't matter, because look at my board. But also, the weather is amazing. The water is so clear right now, and it's flat. Like, it was perfect for what we wanted this morning. I'm glad I could be a little part of your journey to get here.
Yeah.
But yeah, good luck this weekend.
Yeah, no, I'm stoked for it. I think these boardies have been my new favorite pair of boardies to actually wear out there. So, you know, when we're out there for 5+ hours, not having chafe down there will be a big deal. So, no, stoked for it, and this is a great time.
Sweet, man. Good luck.
Hi guys, well, super excited to be here on this call today. As you know, this is our bi-weekly sessions where we just share updates on everything related to like paid media and the marketing side of things.
From my end, like, I thought the ads were great. Greg and I have another order that's coming in ideally early November, so we'll be ready for the holidays. So like, we have August to sell for summer. September, October, we know that it'll be a little bit of a decrease in sales. That's gonna happen. I don't necessarily know if I want to fully take my foot off the gas for ads yet, but just so you guys know, it's always about cash flow. We always just want to make it there. But then November, December, we'll obviously ramp that back up because we'll have more inventory at that point. But the big thing that I wanted to note, and I don't want to steal your thunder if you guys are going to bring it up, but I believe we just surpassed 2023 sales, which is nuts.
Hell yeah.
I didn't have it on the record, but I wasn't comparing. Yeah, we're looking at the months.
Yeah. Obviously the ads are working. I had suggested adjusting language. Maybe this is stuff that happens in the caption where it's like extend the season, because we see a psychological shift just in the fact that it's August. I got an email from a customer the other day who was frustrated about the pre-order being delayed and said summer's almost over, it's already August. So it's just something that triggers in people's head, even though I think it's an incorrect assumption. So I want to make sure that we're also conveying to customers that like summer isn't over, but for those that think it is, this is built to extend the season.
So to make sure that we're getting this right here, Greg, when we're saying extend the season, it's like at least buy yourself another month of being able to wear boardies, basically. Is that right?
Yeah, I would say pretty much spot on. And you know, there's more detail to it in terms of what Wes and I have seen, like out in San Diego too. Like people just throw on the full wetsuit just because it's August or September, and they just do it without really thinking, or they just assume.
Yeah.
And it's just so unnecessary. Like we have been in that water in October, and like we can totally wear like drifties. Like it's completely fine.
Because you have the drifties, exactly.
Exactly. So
you're gonna see the next concept. You're gonna look.
Yeah. I mean, we wanna literally like from a high level, like we want to shift consumer perspective as to like what summer means in terms of like the apparel you're wearing. So I think you nailed it in terms of, you know, your experience and what we're trying to make other people feel. I think a final note is we changed the website so it no longer says pre-order, and I actually put a lot of our products that have like 4 units here in size 42 or like stuff like that in like a last call kind of collection. So I don't know if that's going to be helpful in terms of like your ads and maybe updating some language there.
And we're not putting them on discount just yet.
Yeah.
Just so you got, no, they're just in like a last call bucket.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, otherwise you guys have been crushing it, and appreciate y'all.
Cool. Thank you all.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Later.
See ya.
I always love days like today because we get to do a bunch of networking for Driftline. A lot of the time it's super, micro, doing Driftline stuff only as our company, but I'm part of a organization called SDSI, and SDSI is San Diego Sports Innovators, and I got asked to join the board of SDSI a couple years ago, and it's really rad organization from a bunch of San Diego companies that helped bring and promote like sports and sports brands to San Diego. It was actually founded by Bill Walton, RIP, he just actually passed away this year, but he wanted to bring this concept where it was like brands helping promote athletes and athleticism and a community in San Diego. So like we've been instrumental in doing things like putting volleyball nets in South Mission Beach, and you know, helping the organizations like FC San Diego, the soccer team, the new MLS team, come to San Diego. So today's the board meeting for SDSI, and we're actually going to be hosting at Vuori today, the big brand. They actually are based in Encinitas as well. So we're heading to their HQ right now. It's unfortunately closed doors, but we're going to be talking about this past quarter and what's upcoming for the remaining part of the year as a San Diego brand, and everyone gets to present a little bit. It's pretty sweet. So catch you guys on the other side. All right, I just got to Vuori and their new HQ for the SDSI event. I wish I could bring you guys inside, but this is something cool that we do every quarter for SDSI, and we're talking about some really unique things, especially in hearing from like the Vuori story and hearing what they talked about and hearing how they grew as a brand and what Joe did to make Vuori the success that it is today. So gonna be an awesome night, and excited to hear from a fellow apparel entrepreneur who is 5-6 years ahead of us today. It's gonna be